Now, the number of children in Japan is at its lowest since 1950 figures. Released by the Internal Affairs Ministry says that there are over 14.6 million children in the country under the age of 14. Japan's falling birth rate and high life expectancy replacing huge pressure on public spending and resulting in labor shortage. Our global population correspondent Stephen Hegarty has been looking into the story. This is a part of a global trend that we are seeing in all advanced economies and a lot of developing economies too. And it's dating back to after the war. As more women enter in the workforce, they decided to delay having children, and they have less children as a result because the window of opportunity for having children is shorter. But what we are seeing in Japan is that this is accelerated. I mean, the Japanese government didn't expect to be seeing these numbers until about 2028. So it's accelerating quite rapidly. And that's for various reasons. What happens globally is when we have shocks, especially financial shocks, that leads people to take a step back and decide maybe it's not the time to have a child now. And we saw that in 2008 crash, saw that in late 90s in Asia, and we saw it during the pandemic. So these patterns are definitely accelerating. And what tends to happen and what happened after 2008 is people don't go backwards. Once society decide to have less children, they don't tend to go back to having more later. I mean, over the years, sort of can't forget images I had seen of children sitting at their mother's desk, under the desk in the workplace in Japan, because things like childcare are not necessarily readily available. The whole structure and system of the workplace isn't necessarily tailored for a woman to be able to have those support networks. I think there are two dynamics. There is two dynamics that are playing out not just in Japan but in their neighbors China and South Korea, where you have got these very advanced economies with a lot of women in work. Japan's got one of the highest ratio of women in workplace, higher than the us for example, but it's also got really profound gender imbalances in domestic work. So the amount of time on average the Japanese man farther spends Japanese man father spends doing work at home is 41 minutes a day, compared to us, which is 2.5 hours a day. So this is a profound gender imbalance. Seems to be leading a lot of Japanese women to say, I don't want that life. I don't want to have to do everything at home. And I don't want to have to work very hard. And then you have also got this notorious work culture where people are expected to really put in the hours, and that's just not compatible with family life. That's our correspondent Stephanie Hegarty reporting their wills. That's it from me and the team here on Impact. You can catch me on Twitter. I am at Techie Atul. Hakim, goodbye for now. Now, the number of children in Japan is at its lowest since 1950 figures.